Okay, hello there guys, this is Wake Up from www.talkaboutworld.net. In the back is Darth Bishop there, but he's putting up our last review for our last video that he's having a bit of difficulty with syncing because the Apple iPad, believe it or not, seems to be malfunctioning. Can you believe that shit? Apple would screw people like that? Who'd have thought it, eh? So, I'm going to talk about my first experience and my first day in Comic Con. Okay, so for those of you who follow the site, talkaboutworld.net, the site for the real fan, they'd know that I came to Comic Con without a badge. And in all honesty, I was going to go to the zoo, I was going to try and hug a panda and cry away my tears, the fact that I've come all this way like a moron without a badge, and just thought, you know what, fuck it, I want to be here for the Comic Con experience, I want to see the people dressed up, I want to see that shit, because I'm a real fan. And by the gods out there, they smiled at me. We lucked out big time. We went on this website called Craigslist, and which is a very fucking dodgy website here. It's a lot worse than YouTube, and it's like the equivalent of someone putting up a flyer in Asda or Tesco saying, "I have Comic Con tickets. If you'd like to buy them, ring this number." So we called it, and luckily I got my ticket as Robert Rodriguez. So yeah. Anyway, my first day in Comic Con. I've got the guide here. I was in queue. I went and saw a very good panel, believe it or not. I'm a big fan of wrestling, as maniacal out there is as well. I went and saw the WWE panel and toy manufacturer, and there was Triple H and Rey Mysterio, and as I'm sure, as I think it was ICQ Pimp or Triple Eight, good man by the way. He posted the CM Punk coming in to that version, and he did at the Q&A session, and it was fantastic. He came in with his megaphone, and he was like, "Excuse me, I have a question," and let me put it this way, as Darth Bishop said, it was probably all for story, but it got a hell of a reaction from the fans, and from myself as well. I mean, I haven't watched WWE wrestling for about a good 10 years, since it was Stone Cold versus The Rock at WrestleMania, and I've been watching it for the last 2 months, ashamedly so, yes, and I am a fan of R-Truth. I love the fact that he's this, like, psychopathic guy who thinks
Little Jimmy!
Little Jimmy! Yeah! I love that. And I thought the match and Money in the Bank, I watched it when I was in Toronto, catching my Connect, and the match between John Cena and CM Punk, it was fantastic. It was, I was in awe. That was proper wrestling. Like with all the reversals, all the kickouts, and it was fantastic. I mean, the only problem I have with modern day wrestling at the moment is Michael Cole, the commentator, who is who's just a dick. But anyway, I saw Triple H, I saw Rey Mysterio. They were very down to earth, and then CM Punk coming in at the end. It was my mind was like, wow, and this. I was like, it was the equivalent of maybe someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin coming in, or The Rock, and I lost my shit. It was awesome. Then I decided, you know what, I want to go see Game of Thrones. I had a good about 3-4 hours to spare. I think it was 3-4 hours. Hang on, let me check this here, guys. Yeah, I want to go see Game of Thrones. So the WWE panel finished at about 12. And Game of Thrones didn't start until 4:15. So I went and started queuing up. I was there 4 hours, and I didn't fucking get in. Didn't get in. It was baking hot. We had the videos going in. And you know what? I realized when the panel had started, yeah, I'm not going to get in. But I've been in this line now for 4 fucking hours, so I'm not moving anywhere. I'm going to stay in this fucking line out of principle. You're not going to make me queue up in this line, and then I'm going to bail out. No, fuck that. I'm not. So I went in, and then I got in for the next panel right after Game of Thrones, which was the bitch. And it was this panel called TV Guide Fan Film Favorites. And let me tell you this, guys. The people who we had there, we had Matt Smith, the new Doctor Who people seem to lose their shit over. And I'm not a fan of Doctor Who. We had this guy from The Big Bang Theory with spectacles, who I'm not really a big fan of. We had Chuck. We had a couple of characters from True Blood. And we had a couple of characters from this new show called, I think it was The River, or something like that. It was one of the producers of 24. And this panel, I don't know what it was, but the only guy who seemed genuine and open, was still a bit of a knob, was Matt Smith, the doctor. Everyone else came out. Their answers were snooty to questions. They looked down on us. They thought we were a bit of like scum, and it just felt false. It felt like they were full of shit. Like they didn't want to be there. They just wanted to be there for the money. And I was like, dude, I've been in line for 5 hours now, and they're asking you questions, like some serious questions, and you're laughing it off. You're shrugging it off in the Q&A session, going, yeah, next question. It's like, fuck you! Fuck you, we're the fans, we made you. Even that nerd from the Big Bang Theory, who's supposed to be one of us, right? He was that, and we had Hurley, the fat fucker from Lost. He was like, yeah, Comic Con's great, thanks you guys. And then he looks at Chuck, and then he smiled and laughed, and he was like, dude, do you have any idea how small this is making us feel after being in line? Like, we appreciate that you've been waiting in line so long to see us. Yeah. Ha! It was like, dude, I was getting pissed. I was like, dude, you think you're celebrities? Are you fucking kidding me? You've been in, what? If you're in The Wire, if you're in Oz, 24 even, or Deadwood, fair enough, then you've got something to boast about. If you were fucking, like, Avon Barksdale, or David Simon, or someone who's contributed something to society and to entertainment, then fair enough. But a fucking fat fucker from Lost? Are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? Fuck you! The Big Bang Theory guy. You're supposed to be portraying some of us nerds, and you're laughing at us? Like, I didn't really want to come to Comic Con last year because we were like, I don't want to go because they'll ridicule us, and you guys were like really cool, so thanks for that. Fuck you! Fuck you! Anyway, so I went best to please. And then the next panel after that was Showtime. And in the program, Tired of Ordinary Television? And we had Shameless. We had the new cast of Shameless. Right. I love Paul Abbott. He wrote a couple of the episodes of Cracker, which is superb. And I'm not really a follower of the UK's version of Shameless. And in the panel we had William H. Macy. And again, it was just the footage that they showed was okay. But again, William H. Macy was just a disappointment. It said, so one of the questions that he was asked was, what preparations did you do to get ready for the role? And then he basically said, yeah, I just, I drank a lot. That's it. End of the answer. And it would just leave it there. It was a joke, it wasn't that funny. And it was just like, okay, William H. Macy, you've been in so many good films. And even one of the questions was like, so, how did the things change from like your preparation that you do for movies into TV? And he was like, wow, for this role particularly, I had to drink a lot. And that happened. And it's like, dude, really? Again, are you joking? Are you messing with me? It was like the whole, and then we had this interesting show premise come up, and it was called Homefront. And again, another episode of the producers from 24. And that looked promising. It looked like it had potential. It did not look like it had the scope to be like a Wire or like 24 or anything like that. But it looked like it had something about it compared to the amount of television nowadays. It was no Game of Thrones. But yeah, I'd watch it if it was on. But then it got to the big cojones of it, the balls of it, if you will, and that was Dexter. And Michael C. Hall came out, and again. What an utter fucking twat. What an utter knob. The guy came out, he was like, yeah, he didn't want to be there. The only guy that wanted to be there was Suka, I believe his name was. Who came out, he took pictures and went, hey guys! And he was like, really, really up for it. He was like, yeah, I get, and then he answered the questions really well, and he was like, yeah, I mean, what changes for Suka in this season is, I get interns and we have a lot of fun. It's like, he was really, he seemed genuine. That was the main thing. He seemed genuine, he seemed open, he seemed just like a really cool guy. Whereas the rest of them were just walking around like their shit didn't stink. They're like, yeah, you love us, don't you fucking nerds? Yeah, we have a great good time at laughing at your expense. It's like, fuck you! Fuck you! They look down at us. I was expecting, right, just for a brief mention of what we're going to go into tomorrow, because Starfish is wasted. I'm a bit drunk, but we're going to go into this tomorrow. The panels that we had today, What?
Let me tell you something.
Easy.
Alright? Those fucking TV pricks.
Go on. Go on. Come
The
on.
motherfuckers
You're
think they're
stealing my
shit.
You need to upload that Spider-Man video. People are waiting for it. Come on.
Waiting.
Come on.
Hey,
Go on. Dude,
I'm
come on.
working on it.
Come on. Get back to your iPad. So, I would have expected the people who were in movies like Colin Farrell, Steven Spielberg, Peter Jackson, Andy Serkis, Nicolas Cage, maybe even Idris Elba, and like Kate Beckinsale, and those guys, those people, and Jessica Alba, to be full of themselves, to be the ones who walk around saying, "Oh shit, don't stink," to be the people that look down on us nerds, to be like, "Yeah, we know you're a bunch of fucking nerds, but thanks for coming and paying your money to see it." They weren't. They weren't, people. They weren't. They were so fucking down to earth. Ed, there was not one bad panel. The only thing that was bad were the questions that were asked. Some of the nerds, well, some of the people at Comic Con asked piss poor questions. I'm sorry I didn't ask my question to Steven Spielberg, but the line was fucking huge. It was massive. And one of the questions, one of the guys actually asked the question. He said, asked Steven Spielberg. He said, "Now that you're a producer, was there any film that you produced that you wished you directed?" And there was a big long pause, and then he said, "You know what? Being a producer, I kind of go with the mantra that in order to be a good producer, you just choose your director and then you leave them be." And then after he said that, I was expecting him to say Transformers. There was a big pause, and actually he said American Beauty, which was a bit like, what? Okay. But I have a lot of respect for the. It's difficult. It's a difficult one because they showed this montage right before Steven Spielberg even came on. Just a little spoiler for what's going to come tomorrow. They showed this montage of what Spielberg has done, and he's done a lot of really good stuff. And my main beef with Spielberg is the fact that in the last 10 years, he just seems to have been turning up to work to have fun. And I'm sorry, but in order to do a good film, it's not gonna be fun. You have to work. And I know nothing about the business. I just like good films. So anyway, it's Wake Up. The site is www.talkaboutworld.net. The forum for the real fans. Starfish and my colleague there is working hard for the next part of Spider-Man 2. We did a good long rant, 40 minutes. So it's coming up. We're working on it. Okay. Anyway.
Fuck you, Apple.
Fuck you, Apple. Anyway, thanks for watching, and wish you all the best. Cheers for watching again. Cheers, lads and ladies.